What if Doctor Doom's greatest weapon isn't his armor, or even his magic? What if it's three mysterious women standing silently behind him? Ever since Marvel revealed the mysterious Latverian Witches, fans have been trying to figure out who they really are. Most people think they're just Doom's magical followers. I don't, because if you look closely at the costumes, the colors, and Marvel's history with Doctor Doom, these three characters could secretly be some of the biggest names in the multiverse. And if that's true, Avengers Doomsday just became a whole lot scarier. Let's break it down. At the recent reveal, Marvel finally gave us our first proper look at Doctor Doom's royal entourage. Alongside Doom's armor stood three hooded Latverian witches dressed in green, purple, and orange robes. At first glance, they look almost identical, but they aren't. The Green Witch has an extra belt piece hanging from the waist that the other two don't have. Their collars feature different symbols. Some robe designs have subtle changes. Even the masks, while similar, hide every facial feature perfectly, as if Marvel is making absolutely sure no one can identify who's underneath. That alone tells me these aren't random background characters. They're hiding something. Originally, I thought these witches might all be connected to Cynthia Von Doom, Victor Doom's mother, because in Marvel Comics, Cynthia wasn't just Doom's mother, she was a powerful witch. Desperate to free Latveria from tyranny, she made a deal with Mephisto. As always, that deal came with a terrible price. Her soul was trapped in hell for centuries. When Victor finally learned the truth, everything changed. Even though Doom became one of the greatest scientific minds in Marvel history, he dedicated himself to mastering magic for one reason: to rescue his mother. Eventually, Doom and Doctor Strange fought together to free Cynthia's soul from Mephisto's realm. That's one of the biggest reasons Doom respects magic just as much as science. And I think Marvel could be adapting that emotional storyline. Maybe Cynthia is already gone, maybe Doom is still trying to bring her back, or maybe these witches were created using everything she taught him. Either way, his obsession with magic suddenly makes a lot more sense. But here's where things get even more interesting. The Latverian Witches don't actually exist in the comics. Marvel invented them for the movie. So why create entirely new characters? I think they're secretly replacing another comic storyline: the Black Swans. In the comics, the Black Swans travel between universes before incursions happen. They study worlds, judge civilizations, and help manipulate events that eventually destroy entire realities. They're also incredibly powerful and have worked with Doctor Doom multiple times. Whether it's triggering incursions or helping him execute larger multiversal plans, they've always been valuable allies. Instead of introducing another brand new faction, Marvel may have simplified the concept by transforming the Black Swans into these Latverian Witches. Same purpose, different design, and honestly, it makes perfect sense. Now let's talk about the Green Witch, because this one might be the easiest to recognize or the hardest to predict. The obvious guess is Sylvie. Green has always been associated with Loki, and Sylvie is the female Loki variant. On paper, the connection feels natural, but there's one major problem. If Doctor Doom is truly coming after Loki, the being currently holding the multiverse together, there's almost no chance Sylvie would willingly fight on Doom's side, unless she's being controlled, or this isn't Sylvie at all. Another possibility is something far stranger: a female Doctor Doom variant. Early production rumors claimed a female version of Doom could appear in Avengers Doomsday. If that's true, Marvel could reveal one of Doom's own variants hiding beneath the hood. Some fans have even joked it could resemble a magical version of Pepper Potts wearing Doom's legacy. It sounds wild, but in a multiverse story, nothing is impossible. My favorite theory, though, is Death herself. In Marvel lore, Death is often shown wearing dark green robes and possesses unimaginable cosmic power. If Doom somehow captured or forced Death into serving him, that would instantly explain why these witches seem so important. Think about it. Franklin Richards has already demonstrated the power to reverse death itself. If Death wants to stop someone capable of rewriting life and death, targeting Franklin suddenly makes perfect sense. And here's something even stranger. Many fans noticed the mysterious hooded figure seen near Franklin in earlier footage doesn't perfectly match Doom's armor. What if that wasn't Doom at all? What if it was the Green Witch? Now let's move to the Purple Witch. My strongest prediction is Clea. The last time we saw her, she recruited Doctor Strange after the events of Multiverse of Madness to deal with an incursion. Since then, Marvel has gone completely silent. No updates, no explanation, nothing. If Doom captured both Strange and Clea during those unseen events, it would perfectly set up one of the biggest comic references. In the comics, God Emperor Doom appoints Sheriff Strange as his right-hand enforcer. Marvel could easily adapt that idea. Strange becomes Doom's lieutenant, while Clea is transformed into one of the Latverian Witches. That would explain her disappearance instantly. The second possibility for the Purple Witch is Agatha Harkness. Why? Because purple has always been Agatha's signature color. She's one of Marvel's most dangerous magic users, and even though her story seemingly ended, Marvel has rewritten death before. Bringing back a multiversal version of Agatha wouldn't be difficult at all. A Doom-controlled Agatha would immediately become one of the most powerful magical allies on the battlefield. Another name that can't be ignored: Cynthia Von Doom, Doom's own mother. In the comics, Cynthia's magic shaped Victor's obsession with the mystic arts. If Doom somehow freed her or pulled a variant of her from another universe, she would absolutely deserve a place at his side. Some comic versions even associate her magic with purple energy, making this theory surprisingly believable. There's also a small chance Marvel could still surprise everyone with Pepper Potts in a completely unexpected multiversal role. We know Pepper once wore the rescue armor. A magical variant isn't impossible. But compared to Clea, Agatha, or Cynthia, it feels much less likely. Now for the final mystery, the Orange Witch. And honestly, I think there's one name that stands above everyone else: Scarlet Witch. Yes, Wanda Maximoff. At the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Marvel left her fate intentionally ambiguous. We never actually saw a body. If Doctor Doom found Wanda before anyone else and manipulated, controlled, or recruited her, she would instantly become one of the deadliest weapons in his army. Considering chaos magic is one of the few forces capable of altering reality itself, this would be exactly the kind of power Doom needs before Secret Wars. But Wanda isn't the only possibility. The second candidate is the Ancient One. She mastered the mystic arts long before Doctor Strange ever did. Even though our version died, a multiversal variant could easily exist. Her robes have often carried warm golden and orange tones, making the color match surprisingly well. More importantly, she has enough knowledge to help stabilize or destroy entire universes. Exactly the kind of person Doom would want under his control, whoever these witches turn out to be. One thing is becoming clear: Marvel didn't choose these colors randomly. Every design detail feels intentional. Every costume seems to be hiding a much bigger reveal. And I don't think these characters are original at all. I think they're familiar faces, hidden behind masks. So why would Doctor Doom need 3 incredibly powerful witches in the first place? I think the answer is much bigger than simply creating another villain team. I believe each witch represents a different universe. If they're all multiversal variants, then each one carries the magical knowledge, energy, and frequency of her own reality. And that's exactly what Doom needs. Remember the recent footage showing multiple Earths on a collision course? That isn't just visual spectacle. Those worlds have to be merged somehow. Someone has to perform the impossible magic required to reshape reality itself, and instead of doing it personally, Doom may divide the work. The witches perform the ritual. While Doom keeps Earth's strongest heroes busy, it's the perfect strategy. He doesn't need to cast every spell himself if his most powerful followers are doing it for him. That's also why I think Marvel created the Latverian Witches instead of introducing the Black Swans directly. The Black Swans are fantastic comic characters, but explaining their entire history would take valuable screen time. Marvel already has beloved magical characters the audience recognizes, so why not hide them beneath masks? Give them a new identity and let the mystery build itself. It's a much cleaner adaptation. If I'm right, the face reveals could become one of the biggest moments in Avengers Doomsday. Imagine the masks coming off, and underneath you see familiar characters who have either disappeared, supposedly died, or were pulled from entirely different universes. Suddenly, Doom isn't just leading an army, he's commanding some of the most dangerous magic users in the entire multiverse. That changes everything. So here's my current prediction. Green Witch, Death, Female Doctor, Doom, Variant, Sylvie Purple, Witch, Clea, Agatha Harkness, Cynthia Von Doom, Orange Witch, Scarlet Witch, Ancient One. None of these are confirmed, but every single one fits the clues Marvel has quietly left behind. If even one of these theories turns out to be true, Doctor Doom's rise is going to be even more terrifying than most fans expect, because the greatest threat in Avengers, Doomsday, may not be Doom himself. It may be the three masked witches standing silently beside him, but that's just my theory. Which identity do you think each witch is hiding? Drop your predictions in the comments. And if you enjoy deep Marvel breakdowns like this, subscribe because we're just getting started.